Have you ever spun a yellow bloodline as Shindo Life and asked what that is? Well, look no further. In this video, I'll be ranking every Senko from worst to best. Now, in light of Rogame's actually reworking his Zim Senko, I will be making this video. Also, there's been like a ton of changes to Senko. The last time I made a video like this was like a year ago, quite literally a year ago. Also, you may be asking, why am I making this video if Rogame's is also reworking a Zim Senko afterwards? Well, the reason why is because the rework, they only are buffing it. It still is going to remain in the same spot that it is now, but it's just going to be better than it was. So, you know, that's a huge plus, right? So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get right to the video. All right, so coming in 6th place is actually going to be Bolt. Now you guys may be thinking, oh, why is Bolt on this tier list? Bolt isn't a Senko. Technically, Bolt is a Senko with Shindo Life because first of all, a Zim Senko uses it in Shindo Storm, and they also are reworking it with a Zim Senko. So yeah, a Zim Senko uses it in Shindo Storm. So Bolt is a Senko type bloodline, not to mention the fact that the last ability of Bolt was actually a Zim Senko's old third move. So technically it is a Zim Senko. So, you know, that's cool. But yeah, Bolt's gonna be coming in last place. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's not, you know, it's not as powerful as the other bloodlines because it quite literally isn't a, you know, a clan bloodline or anything like that. But it does actually have some good abilities. The abilities themselves are quite good. Like the Bolt's first ability is a stun move. It does a good amount of damage. They are buffing it, so it actually has less hand signs. The second ability is actually okay. I do feel like the hand signs are too long. It should be instantaneous. I think it being instant still wouldn't make it, you know, that good. But at least that you wouldn't have to wait for 4 hand signs to actually use the move. Like, it's a 40,000 damage move. It's pretty decent if it was instant. Third ability is good. The third ability is good. I like the third ability. There's nothing to change about it. But the reason why Bolt's gonna come in last place, it's obviously not even comparable to the actual bloodlines themselves. But, you know, Bolt, it's just a fun addition to add. Now, coming to 5th place is gonna be a Zim Senko. Now, like I said before, Zim Senko will be getting a rework. But the abilities, they are obviously not that great as they are right now. But since they will be getting rework, I am basing this off the rework. All the abilities are faster. They do a little bit more damage. The AoE is bigger. That's kind of the main point of the rework. But I actually do think a Zim Senko, as it stands right now, was already 5th place and it will remain 5th place just because the other bloodlines have something better to them. But a Zim Senko, after the rework, it will not necessarily be bad. It's just going to be ranked 5th place. I think that is just exactly where it should be. And yeah, the counter is really good. So that's a huge plus to a Zim Senko. Have you ever spun a rare bloodline that you already had? Well, that's because you didn't like the video yet, so go ahead and do that now, and it'll increase your luck by 1 million times. Now, coming to 4th place is going to be NAMIKAZE. Now, NAMIKAZE is going to be coming to 4th place simply because NAMIKAZE has one good ability. I mean, the mode is okay, but it has one insanely good ability. One ability, NAMIKAZE, single-handedly puts it in 4th place above the other bloodlines. Now, that move in question is, in fact, the third ability, as you might have guessed if you ever have used NAMIKAZE in your entire life. But NAMIKAZE right here, third ability, it's good. It's by far one of the best abilities. That's really loud. I just got ear rape. All right, so for some reason, third ability NAMIKAZE is really loud, but it is insanely good. It is a really, really good combo extender. It used to be instant, and it actually used to do more damage than it does now, so, you know, it was nerfed, but it still is really good. Ear rape time. And, yeah, NAMIKAZE, just remember when you use this ability, you have to M1 them 2 times after you use it. After you use the ability, just start M1ing them, and then you M1 them until they're in the ball flying away from you. Otherwise, they could just counter and get out of it. But yeah, speaking about how trash the abilities are, the second ability, I don't even want to show you guys this ability. Do not use this. If I see you using this ability, I will shame you as well with everyone else. The ability is trash. It is so bad. I can't even explain to you how bad the ability is. They could make it instant and it still would be bad, you know, because it is in the middle of it. There's a gap and you have no iframes during it, which you shouldn't have iframes, so it's a good thing. But they could just use a counter and then like you're dead. You're literally dead. Or they could block because it's not a block breaker either. So yeah, the second ability is absolute garbage. I just wanted to put that out there. And the first ability is actually a lot worse than I thought it was too. I was actually one of the people that rooted for the first ability because I was like, oh yeah, it's a good breakaway move. Dude, the kunai, the shuriken, it's so small that you cannot click it in combat. It is like you're gonna be constantly flung around like you're in an airplane without a seatbelt on and stuff like that. So they really need to just increase the size of the shuriken. I feel like that should be a definite for NAMIKAZE. Also, like I was saying, the mode is okay. I mean, the mode's okay. Like it has a weapon spec that's a counter. It's basically just the third ability over again, so you could combo extend with that. C spec is okay. The mode's fine, but the second and first ability ability, absolute garbage. Third ability definitely carries it, as I was saying before. Now, coming to third place is actually going to be SENKO. Now, this may surprise you, but SENKO going in third place, but I was actually contemplating whether or not to rank it one higher, because you can make, you know, some claims that actually is one rank higher. As you probably know from the next rank, as you get onto. Some people will argue that. I don't disagree. I think it might actually be second place, but I will say why it's third place after we get to the next one. But SENKO, as it stands, the first ability is a near instantaneous block break combo extending move. That's kind of the main ability of SENKO. That's the one that everyone uses. That is the ability of SENKO that everyone that uses SENKO always uses. That ability itself kind of puts it in third place, because you may be thinking, oh, NAMIKAZE has a good combo extender as well. Well, it's not a block breaker. It's not on the element slots, and it has a longer cooldown than this one. So this one is just better in general. If you actually have good aim, that's kind of the downside. You have to have insanely good aim. Now, the second ability, it's a pretty okay ability. I would not use it myself, but it's okay for just a quick damage burst. That's literally all it is. Third ability is just a SENKO time stop, but in element slots, and it doesn't last as long. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to SENKO. The mode isn't anything spectacular. There's a dash move. It doesn't stun them or anything. So yeah, SENKO just has a really good first move. The coveted second place is going to be Pika SENKO. So Pika SENKO is going to be coveted second place simply because Pika SENKO itself, I do feel like it's better than SENKO, which is just going to be the whole point of what I'm about to explain about Pika SENKO. But overall, Pika SENKO just has more utility. It's just useful more in general. So that's why I'm going to rank it higher, because these worst to best videos, they're not completely PvP oriented. They're everything. I try to combine everything into them, not just PvP. So when it comes to Pika SENKO, the first ability, it's like SENKO first, but it does more damage and it's auto tracking. So if you have bad aim, it's better in that way. It's also a really good block break. It actually does have a really good range. Now, they actually did nerf / buff the second ability. The second ability no longer goes as fast, but it actually just teleports you to them now. So you can actually combo extend with the second ability now, which is a PvP buff, but a big nerf for PvE. I use smoke flight now. But yeah, first ability Pika SENKO is kind of the really good one. I mean, the C spec is good because you can avoid damage with it. It does good damage. Web spec's the exact same thing. I would not touch the third ability. Third ability used to be one of the highest damage abilities in the game. Now it still does like 60,000, but there's other abilities that do 60,000 damage that take like no chi. So yeah, Pika SENKO has a lot of utility, which is the main reason why it's going to be ranked this high. It also is pretty good for combo extending in general. By the way, what is your favorite SENKO Bloodline in Shindo Life? There's like 5 or 6 of them, so feel free to tell me in the comments below. We'll be checking them out. Now, coming to first place is going to be SENKO, the #1 SENKO in Shindo Life. Now, the reason why it's going to be coming to first place is going to be, as I'll explain later, but I will be using Azure, just because Azure is actually my favorite SENKO. I mean, it's my favorite skin, so I'm allowed to use what I want. It's my video. But when it comes to SENKO, I will just talk about the mode later because that's what carries it. First ability is a speed boosting auto dodge. I do think the auto dodge is quite okay, but you can't use abilities during it anymore. As you can see, I was trying to M1. I couldn't. It's just an okay auto dodge. I mean, you know, guys know how auto dodges are by now. The second ability is like SENKO's ability that dashes, but it does more damage. That's literally it. I think it does stun for like a tiny amount of time, but it's pretty irrelevant. Now, the third ability is actually... It's funny to say this, but the third ability is actually a really good M1 combo extender. It's funny because it's a time stop. You know, in JoJo, he time stops, throws knives at him, and comes up and punches people. It's the same thing, but in Shindo Life. So, you know, it is quite funny, but I do think the time stop is an okay stun ability. There's definitely a lot better, but it can be useful in certain situations. Now, the mode is the reason why SENKO is first place. SENKO is, in fact, mode carried. Now, the reason why it's going to be first of all, the first mode. The C-spec, it dashes into them and does stun them. Now, you can combo extend off of this. It's overall a really good ability just for, especially duels. If you guys are a dueler, SENKO is one of the best dueling modes because you could right mouse button, take the duel, boom, C-spec, instantaneous, boom, combo, oh, combo extend, oh, he's getting crushed right now. Oh, second ability. Oh, he's stunned. Oh, damage. But yeah, jokes aside, it's a really good ability, especially for duels, just PvP, 1v1s especially. But if you're a team fighting person, so if you team fight, it does have the second mode. Look at this drip right here. This absolute troll menace, the variety. But when it comes to this, you know, the C-spec is obviously really good. It's a dash ability. It's really good just in team fights because it is quick. So you can just, boom, dash through someone, and then you start comboing them. Now, the weapon spec is kind of the thing that does carry the second mode because it's like boom, 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 boom. This does lag quite a bit. It's just kind of like a time stop, but in a circle area. You could also hit multiple people with it, so it is good in team fights as well. SENKO is not only the drippiest SENKO, but it is also the best SENKO. Anyways, guys, it's actually gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and hope to see you next one, guys. Bye bye.